Good morning, dear children. Today we will continue Science and Technology Part 1, remaining part of lesson number 10, Space Mission. Let's start with new topic, Satellite Launch Vehicles. Satellite launch vehicles are used to place the satellite in their specific orbit. The functioning of the satellite launch vehicle is based on the Newton's third law of motion. The launch vehicle uses specific type of fuel. The gas produced due to combustion of the fuel expands due to the high temperature and is expelled forcefully through the nozzles at the rear side of the launch vehicles. As a reaction of this, a thrust acts on the vehicle which drives the vehicle high into the space. The structure of the launch vehicle is decided by the weight of the satellite and the type of satellite orbit. The fuel of the vehicle also depends on these factors. The fuel forms a major portion of the total weight of the launch vehicles. Thus, the vehicle has to carry a large weight of the fuel with it. To overcome this problem, launch vehicles with more than one stage are used. Due to this, the weight of the vehicle can be reduced step by step after its launching. For example, consider a launch vehicle having two stages. For launching the vehicle, the fuel and engine in the first stage are used. This imparts a specific velocity to the vehicle and takes it to the certain height. Once the fuel in this first stage is exhausted, the empty fuel tank and the engine are detached from the main body of the vehicle and fall either into the sea or on an unpopulated land. As the fuel in the first stage is exhausted, the fuel in the second stage is ignited. The weight now being reduced, the vehicle can move with higher speed. Almost all vehicles are made up of either two or more stages. As an example, the structure of a polar satellite launch vehicle, that is PSLV, developed by ISRO of India is shown in this figure. The launch vehicles are costly because they can be used only once. USA has therefore developed space shuttle which returns to the earth except for the fuel tank and can be reused in multiple launches. Students, always remember the rocket, a type of firecracker used in Diwali, is also a sort of launcher. In this rocket, the fuel is ignited using a fuse and the rocket is projected into the sky just like a satellite launcher. Similarly, if a balloon is blown and released with its end open, the air in the balloon is forcefully ejected and the balloon is pushed in opposite direction. This can be explained using the Newton's third law of motion. Now, next is space missions away from Earth. As we have seen above, artificial satellites are being used for making our life more and more enriched. However, in the previous standard, we have learnt about how the telescope aboard artificial satellite are used to gather information about various objects in the universe. Similarly, some space missions are used to gain further knowledge about the universe. New information has been obtained from such missions, and it is helping us to understand the creation and evolution of our solar system. For such missions, the spacecrafts must escape the Earth's gravitational force to travel into the outer space. To achieve this, the initial velocity of the moving object must be greater than the escape velocity of the Earth, as we have learned in the chapter on gravity. Escape velocity on a planet can be obtained using following formula. V is equal to under root 2 g into m upon r, where g is gravitational constant is equal to 6.67 into 10 raised to minus 11 Newton meter square per kg square. M is the mass of the planet is equal to 6 into 10 raised to 24 kilogram for Earth, and r is the radius of the planet, that is equal to 6.4 into 10 raised to 6 meter for Earth. So V is equal to, that is escape velocity is equal to under root 2 into 6.67 into 10 raised to minus 11 into 6 into 10 raised to 24 upon 6.4 into 10 raised to 6 is equal to 11.18 into 10 raised to 3 meter per second, or 11.18 kilometer per second. Thus, if a spacecraft is to escape the Earth's gravitational force to travel to the outer space, it must have minimum velocity of 11.2 kilometer per second. Moon missions. Since the moon is the closest astronomical object to us, the first space missions to objects in the solar system were the mission to the moon. Such missions have so far been executed by USA, Soviet Union, European countries, China, Japan, and India. The spacecrafts in the Luna series sent by Soviet Union reached near the moon. Luna 2, launched in 1959, was first such craft. After that, till 1975, 15 spacecrafts made chemical analysis of moon and also measured its gravity, density, and radiations. Last 4 crafts even landed on the moon and brought the samples of the stone on the moon for analysis in the laboratories. All these missions were unmanned. America also executed moon missions from 1962 to 1972. The speciality of these missions was that some of these missions were manned missions. In July 1969, Neil Armstrong became the first human to step on the moon. In 2008, Indian Space Research Organization (ISRO) successfully launched Chandrayaan-1 and placed it into an orbit around the moon. It sent useful information to Earth for about a year. The most important discovery made during the mission was the presence of water on moon surface. India was the first country to discover this. Next is Mars mission. Next to the moon, the astronomical object nearest to the Earth is the Mars. Many nations sent spacecrafts to the Mars. Mars mission is difficult and almost half the missions were unsuccessful. However, ISRO's performance in this mission is remarkable and we all must be proud of it. The spacecraft Mangalyaan, made by ISRO using minimum expenses, was launched in November 2013 and was placed into orbit around the Mars in September 2014. It obtained very useful information about the surface of the Mars and the atmosphere around it. Next is missions to other planets. Many missions have been executed to study other planets also. In some of these missions, the spacecrafts orbited the planets, some landed on the planet, and some just passed near the planet and observed them. Additionally, spacecrafts have been sent to observe asteroids and comets, and they have successfully collected some dust and stones from the asteroids and brought them back on the Earth. We are getting very useful information from all these missions, clarifying our concepts about the origin and evolution of solar system. Now, India and space technology. India also has made remarkable progress in the science and technology of launch vehicles. Types of launch vehicles have been developed to put satellites having weight up to 2500 kg into all type of orbits. PSLV and GSLV are two important launchers. The scientific and technological feats achieved by India in this field have a significant contribution to the national and social development. INSAT and GSAT satellite series is actively working in the field of telecommunications, television broadcasting, and meteorological services. Availability of television, telephone, and internet services all over the nation has been possible due to these satellites only. EduSat satellite in this series is used especially in the field of education. IRS satellite series is working for monitoring and management of natural resources and disaster management. To exactly locate position of any place on the earth's surface in terms of its precise latitude and longitude, the IRNSS satellite series has been established. Last topic of this chapter is space debris and its management. In addition to the artificial satellites, some other objects are also revolving around the Earth. It includes non-functional satellites, parts of launcher detached during launching, and debris generated due to collision of satellite with other satellite or any other object in the space. According to one estimation made in 2016, there are about 2 crore pieces of length more than 1 centimeter revolving around the earth. All this is nothing but the debris in the space. This debris can be harmful to the artificial satellites. It can collide with these satellites or spacecrafts and damage them. This debris is increasing day by day. Soon it will be difficult to launch new spacecrafts. It is therefore very essential to manage the debris. Some studies and experiments are being done with this in view. Hope that soon we will have a solution for this problem and the future satellites and spacecrafts will not be in danger anymore. Thank you, students. This was the last chapter of Science and Technology Part 1. Your portion for this year is completed. Now study well for your board exam. Best of luck. Take care.